I'm fine. Totally fine. I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
As I'm sure you're aware by now, life has been thrown into utter chaos for most of us. The daily routines we held so strongly to in order to feel sane have been turned upside down. Now, the hustle and bustle of the daily routine is gone, and it feels like the mundane has taken its place. It's not leaving your home and seeing the same faces of your family for days on end with seemingly no escape. Society as we know it is living in a crisis, and it's hard to cope with. But today, I want to talk to you guys about the 3 words that have been helping me find meaning in the midst of this chaos. Pivot, don't panic.
Here we go. Pivot. 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 Pivot.
You see, I believe that a crisis like the one we're experiencing right now can actually be a beautiful season. Every crisis is a classroom, an invitation to innovation, and an opportunity to learn something you might not have learned on your own voluntarily. Every crisis is trying to teach us something, asking us to dig deeper and wanting to take us to something new, if we only let it. What fear is trying to tell us right now is that this is the first crisis we've ever experienced, and as a result, we don't know what to do or how to survive. However, the odds are pretty good that you've experienced a crisis before. Fear just doesn't want you to remember the solutions you found last time around. We're creatures of habit. We don't like change, but unfortunately, crisis and change is a part of life. Whether it's a massive global pandemic or a smaller personal battle, chances are you've overcome a few different crises in your life. Looking back on my life, one of the biggest crises I had to battle through came when I was 17. One day, suddenly, I had to give up playing hockey, the thing I love most on this planet. All of a sudden, it was gone. On top of that, I had to take a significant amount of time off school to recover. Everything about my life changed in an instant, and I found myself in the middle of a very real personal crisis. I had to make a choice. I could panic, or I could pivot to something else. So, I became a hockey journalist who was paid to cover the sport they loved. I used my passion and knowledge to launch myself into a whole new career and gained a ton of experience in journalism, boosted my confidence, and experienced a lot of unique things. Now today, I'm not actually covering hockey. In fact, I haven't written about the sport in years, but my ability to pivot in the midst of crisis gave me the confidence and the skills to do what I'm doing today. Before I became a journalist, I almost never wrote because I wasn't confident. Now, I'm a writer. I poured all my effort and heart into journalism and learned that when I'm dedicated and passionate about something, I can accomplish almost anything. These are life lessons I learned in the midst of panic because I chose to pivot. I chose to try something new. I chose to work hard, to follow my passion, and because of those skills, I have them for life. They're gonna follow me in whatever I choose to do and help prop me up for success in new areas. You see, when you look at the definition of a crisis, it tells us that this is a time of intense difficulty where an important decision often must be made. Crises have pivotal and defining moments where we can choose to stay paralyzed by fear and try to ride out the wave, or we can choose to see things differently and do something new. Be innovative. One of the ways I'm practicing pivoting over panicking right now is in my own business. The coronavirus has had a major effect on my business because our model was and is focused on in-person events, which obviously aren't happening right now. The fact that we can't have in-person events is a major roadblock. However, instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, we decided to pivot to the world of digital media and try something new. We started a YouTube channel, a TikTok account, and are focusing on improving our social media. We can no longer meet our customers face to face, but we can still meet with them by showing our personality through social media. In a way, we're inviting them into a more personal relationship by showing them this new perspective of us and giving them another level of face-to-face contact. A crisis, especially one as big as the one we're in right now, is the perfect time to transition to something new because everyone is scrambling. Everyone is looking for something new, so there's no judgment. It doesn't matter whether you're an amateur because everyone is trying to find something new and figure things out on the fly. When you pivot, you don't have to move much. Take it from basketball players. They plant themselves in one position and then pivot. But by pivoting, they give themselves more options because they've changed their perspective. When we pivot, we give ourselves a whole new perspective. It might seem like a small move, but it has the power to set you in a completely new direction. Your pivot doesn't have to be groundbreaking or earth-shattering. It just has to be a willing step to try something new. Here's what I love about pivoting. It keeps us moving. Often when we get bogged down by anxiety in the midst of a crisis, we become stagnant. We fall victim to what is happening around us. However, when we pivot, we take an active role in finding a solution to our own problems. We become more innovative. Good things can come from a crisis if you let it. If you allow it to teach you something, if you give yourself an opportunity to try something new, this crisis is going to come to an end. Things will return to some type of new normal. The question you have to ask yourself right now is, what kind of story do you want to tell when all this whole crisis situation is nothing but a story? I promise you that no matter how bleak things look, either for you or your company, there is something that you can pivot to take things in a new direction. All you have to be willing to do is try something new. Just pivot and then put one step in front of the other and walk down that new direction. Give yourself a new perspective. Give yourself a change. No matter what season of life you're currently in right now, whether you're worried about your personal or your corporate job world, I want to encourage you to pivot, don't panic. Panic seems like the easy option, to just freak out about everything that is happening and point fingers and blame. But pivoting gives you the control. It allows you to take new steps and to change the direction of your life for the foreseeable future. Good things can come out of the season of crisis. You're going to learn, you're going to grow, you're going to experiment and try new things, and who knows, your life may completely change. So be willing to pivot. Don't just sit there and panic. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and maybe it encouraged you to take that much needed pivot in this season. If you're new here, hey, my name's Caitlin. Come on in, join the family, there's lots of room. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button, it all helps. I'll catch you guys in the next video.